Yes. Okay.
Beautiful.
So we had to move because there were people coming down the hall. And so, anyway, we're not going to worry about all of that. But we're back with Talmage for part two. So, story time with Talmage part two and action.
Okay.
All right. So, Talmage, I'm just going to let you pick up where you left off. Okay. Are you ready to go?
Yes, I'm ready to go.
Okay.
So
let's hear it.
So from basically that moment where I kind of felt like teaching might be something I wanted to do, I started volunteering again, which again, volunteer experience. It's the best.
You can't
Just
beat
do
it.
it.
You really
cannot.
can't.
No, and it looks
You might not be getting paid
fantastic.
financially, but the wealth of
Well,
knowledge that you
yeah.
gain is
And
incredible.
not only that, but
Yeah.
it looks amazing on a resume. If you want to get hired, you got to have volunteer experience.
And I think it shows the kind of character that you have. And yeah, it looks good on a resume, and you have to have that. Like if you want to go to medical school or
Oh, absolutely.
so many different things you want to get into, you must have volunteer time on paper. But I love the reasons that you were doing volunteer, which might partially be to put on paper, but you love people.
I mean, there's an aspect of that for sure.
Yeah, but you also love people, and you have a thirst for knowledge, and it just gives me so much respect for you.
Oh, thank you.
Sorry, I'm interrupting. So
no, that's
ahead.
okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. That's a good point because I mean, it's definitely not altruistic, and it really is like a craving for basically experience and being able to learn and do what I do better. Hopefully, right? That's all we can hope to do, really.
Yeah.
But so I volunteered with an organization called Nepris Academy, and essentially before the COVID-19 pandemic, basically, this was an organization that does, I assume, almost identically what you guys are currently doing online with your lectures, right? You all get in like kind of a Zoom-esque or whatever program you're using. But basically,
we're doing Google Meet.
Google Meet.
Yeah.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah. Oh, let me tell you.
Thrilling. Yeah.
I'd rather be in person, but
yeah, of course.
It works.
So that's how I started teaching, though. I was basically engaging with, it could be anywhere from like third graders to like junior year high schoolers. It was all over the place, but basically they wanted people. And if you guys end up, even getting like 6 months of experience, I wasn't exactly like, I did have my advanced DMT at this time, but I wasn't exactly like, this dude with like years of experience under my belt. It had only been, like maybe a couple years.
Mhm.
So that's a great experience to get into. You should look into the organization if you,
Nepris
Academy.
Nepris Academy.
Then
Okay.
they do like Skype calls. Basically, they set you up. They say, okay, you're a professional from X field. We want you to talk about your profession. Maybe do a demonstration.
Very cool.
Yeah, and you just do it like a Skype call. Oh, it was a ton of fun.
Especially to be a guest speaker. That's cool.
Yeah, okay. I think I demoed on my dad one time. I think I did a intramuscular injection.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Anyway, it's a great experience if you guys are looking for something like that. So at that point, I had started kind of wanting to move forward with teaching. I was like, wow, this is actually fun. And I come from like a family of teachers, oddly enough, on my father's side. My grandfather's a PhD in education. So we kind of
You've been around it your whole life.
I guess so, yeah. I did not want to be a teacher. Like I said, I was a horrible high school student. Awful. So for me to like end up teaching was a weird thing.
Okay.
I definitely was not a fantastic student.
Look, kids, you can be a terrible student and you can still kind of rise to the occasion and change it. There's always time to write a new story.
Exactly. Lesson learned, be a terrible high schooler.
No. Lesson is do your best every single day.
Yes.
We are your teachers.
I set myself back years by basically like messing around in high school. You could set yourself back so far when, rather you could have this like just amazing head start by doing programs like this, getting concurrent enrollment credits.
But the nice thing about what you're telling is, even though you were not the ideal high school student, you seriously, Talmage, are one of the most intelligent people that I know. It's one of the reasons why I love spending time with you. And I think that's why we chat so well, not because I'm intelligent, but because
No,
I'm
it
like,
is.
tell me more stories. I want to know
Oh,
more.
thank you.
Because there's always time to change your path.
Yeah,
There's always time to say, I'm headed down
absolutely.
this way, but you know what? I kind of want something different. I'm going to start going in a new direction. There's
Yeah,
always time. Time
yeah,
is going to go on anyway, so you might
yeah.
as well decide what you want and pick that path.
I wish I could go back and tell myself that, right? I wish I could just jump back in time and
But
be
even
like, hey.
though I'm never going to stop giving you a hard time about this, even though you look like you could pass for 35, you're not, and you still have
No,
time.
no.